Hi guys, and welcome back to I Speak English. My name's Hayley, and in this lesson I'm going to be showing you the difference between a failing Cambridge C1 essay and a passing Cambridge C1 essay. So if you think that your essay is pretty good, this video might hurt your feelings a little bit. Because today I'm going to show you the difference between kind of why your essay is band 3, like borderline pass, and what you need to do to get it to that band 5, which is a really high level pass. Because generally, I tend to get a lot of students who think that their writing is like band 4, band 5, and unfortunately it's not. And they're generally stuck at band 3, and they don't even realize it. And in this video, I'm going to show you what that failing script looks like, why a not bad essay still doesn't really score that high, and what the examiners are actually looking for you to get that band 5 essay. So we're going to break down all these essays using the official Cambridge scale, the writing criteria for the exam. And then by the end of it, you're going to know exactly what you need to stop doing, what you need to start doing, and what genuinely impresses a C1 examiner. So if you are preparing for your Cambridge C1 exam and you don't want to leave your writing down to luck, this video you cannot afford to skip it. So stay with me here. We're going to take a look at that in a second. But before we do, please make sure that you are subscribed. And if you learned something new today, please do give this video a like. It just helps it to get to more people who are preparing for their Cambridge C1 exam as well. And in the meantime, we're going to get started and we're going to take a look at our Cambridge C1 essay. Right, so before we take a look at our essay, first of all, we need to take a look at our marking criteria. How is your essay actually marked? What do examiners do to mark your essay? So we're going to take a look at the Cambridge Handbook for Teachers. So this is actually a free resource. I'll put a link to it in the description for you. You can download this, take a look at it at home, and then you'll know exactly what you need to do to pass this essay. So we're going to take a look at band 1 and band 5. So band 1 is the lowest mark. This is not what you want to do. You do not want to be aiming for band 1. You want to be aiming for band 5. But at band 1, so remember your essay is marked out of 4 different criteria. So you've got content, which is basically have you answered the question correctly? Have you done everything that the question has asked you to do? We've got communicative achievement. Can you communicate your ideas properly? Is the examiner confused while they're reading your writing? Organisation, literally, is it organised well? Does it flow well? And language is your grammar and your vocabulary. So you've got 4 criteria. You get 5 points each per criteria, which gives you a total of 20 points for your writing. So let's take a look at band 1. So in terms of content, band 1, you can see here, irrelevances and misinterpretation of the task may be present. Target reader is minimally informed. So basically you haven't answered the question, you've misunderstood the question, and you have not actually answered it properly. Okay. Meanwhile, band 5, all content is relevant to the task and the target reader is fully informed. So you've understood the question and you've hit every point that the question has asked you to. That's all you need to do to get band 5. Also, you're not kind of writing about irrelevant stuff as well. All right, moving on to communicative achievement. So we've got band 1. They use the conventions of the communicative task to hold the target reader's attention and communicate straightforward ideas. Okay, so you can make yourself understood, but only with very simple ideas. If you start talking about more complex ideas, then it becomes muddy and the examiner basically can't understand what you're trying to write about. You'll get a band 1 for that. Meanwhile, band 5 uses the conventions of the communicative task with sufficient flexibility to communicate complex ideas in an effective way, holding the target reader's attention with ease and fulfilling all communicative purposes. So you're able to communicate complex ideas in an efficient way. The examiner's not confused, and they basically know exactly what you're saying, and they understand what your idea is or what your argument is. Moving on to organisation, Band 1. The text is generally organised and coherent using a variety of linking words and cohesive devices. So even to get a Band 1, you still have to use linking words, however, although, on the other hand, etc. And you have to organise your text as well, meaning uses paragraphs. A Band 5, text is well organised, coherent as a whole, using a variety of cohesive devices and organisational patterns with flexibility. Okay, so this means that your text just flows very well, flows very naturally. You use your paragraphs well, you're using your linking words to make your text flow well. And for example, you've got a different argument or a different topic in each paragraph, and those topics kind of blend into each other or connect well. Okay, you need to do that to get a 5. Right? And finally, our language mark, if we move on there, Band 1, the candidate uses a range of everyday vocabulary with occasional inappropriate uses of less common lexis. They use a range of simple and complex grammatical forms with a good degree of control. Errors do not impede communication. Okay, so you're basically using normal vocabulary. If you try to use complex vocab, you probably get it wrong, and you've used some simple grammar forms. You're pretty simple with grammar, and if you use complex grammar forms, you can control it well, so you're not making mistakes. Any mistakes that you do make don't cause confusion for the examiner. That's just a Band 1. Okay, so you still need to be using a good range of grammar and vocabulary just to get Band 5. The candidate uses a range of vocabulary, including less common lexis, effectively and precisely. So even if you're using less common words, you're not making mistakes, you're using those words correctly. Okay. They use a wide range of simple and complex grammar forms with full control, flexibility, and sophistication. Okay, so again, you need to be using inversion forms, cleft sentences, hypotheticals, passive forms, and you need to use them correctly and appropriately. Okay. And finally, errors, if present, are related to less common words or occur as slips. Okay, so a slip is something that basically the examiner knows that you know the word, so you're not making repetitive errors. It's just one here or one there. Okay. And again, if they're present, it's normally with less common words. That's what you need to get a Band 5. So we're working to a Band 5. That's what we need to get. Now, I'm going to show you 3 different essays, all of the same question. And one is a Band 5, one is a Band 3, one is a Band 1. Okay. If you want to read these essays, please go to the comments. I've written each essay in the comments. Go there before we move on now. Go there to the comments and just familiarise yourself with the essays, because we're going to be looking at the essays separated. So we're going to look at the introduction for each essay, one after the other. So just go to the comments there, take a look, have a read, pause the video, familiarise yourself, and then come back. Okay, so hopefully you've taken a look at those essays in the comments. If you haven't, please do. Otherwise, you might get a bit confused. We're going to take a look now at the introduction of all of those essays so that I can show you the different features of the essays, what you need to include, what you don't need to include. Okay. Also, if you do want a full kind of breakdown or walkthrough of an essay, I've got a video there. Click it, save it for later. And you can watch me write an essay in real time so that you know exactly what you need to include. This one that we're going to look at now, I'm just showing you the differences between the band levels. Okay, so first we're going to take a look at the essay question, and then I'm going to show you kind of step by step each part of the essays for Band 1 to Band 5. So the essay question looks like this. So your class has held a debate on the impact of social media on young people, and you have made the notes below. So we've got impact of social media on young people, creative opportunities, exposure to advertising, and sharing and receiving information. So remember, we need to choose 2 of these points to write about. We only choose 2, and then normally we need to make a decision of either which is more important, which is more impactful, etc., etc. So we're going to take a look at the introduction. We've got Band 1 and Band 3, and then I'll show you Band 5 as well. So our Band 1 introduction to answer this question was, nowadays, social media is everywhere and young people use it all the time, and this is changing everything in their life. In the debate, we talked about creative opportunities in advertising and also talking about friends. Okay, terrible introduction. Why is this a Band 1 introduction? First of all, it's not formal enough. Nowadays, you don't want to be putting that in an essay. It's not formal enough at all. Okay. Then we've got use it all the time. Again, quite informal there. In the debate, we talked about creative opportunities. You don't have to mention the debate or the discussion that you've had. Don't do that. Okay. You should be writing like, this essay discusses, or this essay will discuss X, Y, Z. Don't mention that debate. Okay. So in the debate, we talked about creative opportunities in advertising and also about talking with friends. So this bit at the end is just very, just stuck on the end there. It doesn't tell me anything as the reader. Your introductions should tell the reader exactly what they're about to read. What is the point of the essay, basically? Why am I reading this essay? That's what you need to put in the introduction. The Band 3 has a little bit of that, but it's still not quite good enough. We'll take a look at Band 3 in comparison. So social media plays an important role in young people's lives, and it has both positive and negative impacts. This essay discusses opportunity in advertising. Okay, so this first sentence was actually quite nice. That was a nice topic sentence. That is how you should kind of start an essay. You need a general statement on the topic that you've got given. So we've got social media plays an important role in young people's lives, and it has both positive and negative impacts. That's a good topic sentence. But then it kind of fails in the next bit. This essay discusses opportunity in advertising. Boom. It's kind of stuck on the end there. We need to extend this more and also connect it to the previous sentence. It seems like it's just kind of stuck on the end there rather than... There's no flow. Okay, and this is important. Flow is important to get a Band 5. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, if you don't know how to get flow or what you need to include to get that Band 5, I do have a video course all about the Cambridge C1 essay. It gives you everything you need to know: grammar, vocabulary, organisation, how to make it flow, structures, everything you need to write a Band 5 essay is in this course. I'll put the link in the description. I'll also put it there as well so you can take a look. And I'm sure it will really help you if you are struggling with your essay. I do also have other courses for reading and listening if you're struggling with that as well. Again, take a look in the description. All the links are there for you. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at this Band 5 response for the introduction only. So let's have a look. So we've got few innovations have shaped the lives of young people as profoundly as social media. Great opening statement, really nice, really concise, very well written, very nice language as well. Among its various consequences, 2 stand out. Lovely. Phrasal verb here, used correctly, and it's appropriate for the style. Creative opportunities and commercial influence. So that tells me the 2 points that we're going to focus on. This essay will highlight the pros and cons of these points. Okay, so we've got a reference back to the previous sentence. You see how this is connected to the previous sentence? Whereas in the Band 3, there was no connection between those sentences. It was just kind of stuck on the end. So we need to be using stuff like this, like references back to your previous sentence. Okay, right. So there we go. There's our introduction. Now, we're going to take a look at paragraph 1. Again, we'll go band 1, 3, and 5 so you can see the differences. Okay, band 1. Social media is good. Okay, already terrible start, the word good. Oh, just try to avoid using the word good or nice if you can. We need higher level vocabulary. Okay, so social media is good because young people can show their talent and become famous like influencers on YouTube. Many teenagers want to be famous and earn a lot of money fast. This is a big dream for them and social media helps them. But sometimes it is also bad, again terrible vocabulary, because people can write bad comments and make bullying. Also, some parents don't understand technology and this creates generation gap. Okay, lots of problems here. So, problems with vocabulary, very low level vocabulary. We've got good, we've got bad. We've also repeated the word bad twice. We've got, it's also bad and they can write bad comments. We've got a mistake to make bullying. We don't say make bullying. Okay, you just bully. We use bully as a verb in English. You bully someone. And also, there's just no connection between this and the question. This doesn't tell me anything about, there's no argument here. It's not clear at all. There's no structure to this argument. So they're saying social media is good because you can show your talent and teenagers get famous, but it's bad because people write bad comments. But then it also adds this new idea on the end. Parents don't understand technology and it creates a generation gap. Okay, never do this. Don't add a completely new idea at the end of a paragraph. Because in the reader's mind, I'm thinking, and? Like, I want you to extend that idea, which is not what you should be doing at the end. At the end of a paragraph, you need to basically summarize or reiterate what you've already said, not start adding new information. Okay. So yeah, very bad paragraph there. Terrible paragraph. Not great. We'll take a look at a band 3. So, firstly, there you go. That's what band 1 was missing. I forgot to say. Linking words. There was no linking words in this paragraph whatsoever. So we just had one sentence, stop. Next sentence, stop. There was no connection. It was like I was just reading a list of sentences. In order to at least get a band 3, you need to use some linking words. Okay. So we've got firstly, nice. Social media gives young people the chance to show off their abilities and sometimes break into the world of fame. Okay, nice opening sentence. We've got a couple of phrasal verbs here. Phrasal verbs are okay, but again, they need to be appropriate for the style. We don't want it to be too informal. So show off is okay. Break into, okay. Yeah, they're relatively appropriate, but that is a nice opening sentence. Okay, so we've got our point. Then we need to kind of explain a bit. So many teenagers upload videos and or art and try to build up an audience. Again, another phrasal verb. Bit heavy on the phrasal verbs, okay? Don't include too many phrasal verbs in your essay because it changes the style and it makes it more informal. We want to be formal in our essay, so try to avoid too many. This can increase self-confidence and even open up job possibilities, another phrasal verb, in the future. However, it also brings pressure to keep up with trends and get as many likes as possible, which can turn out stressful. All right, far too many phrasal verbs here. We've got turn out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 phrasal verbs. Far too many. We need to replace some of these with like a more formal equivalent, okay? Because it's too informal at the moment. Also, this is used incorrectly. Can turn out stressful. You'd have to say turn out to be stressful. So they've got something wrong there with their phrasal verb. There's an error there. But it's relatively well organized. So they've got their point. They've explained why. And then they've even given like a counter argument as well, which is quite nice. So flow is quite nice, relatively. Like the organization, I would give this probably like a band 4 for organization because it flows quite nicely. Vocabulary is okay, but too many phrasal verbs. Content, The mark would be lowered for content here because the phrasal verbs make it too informal, so that would lower. Communicative achievement, I would say, yeah, probably. I would probably give this a band 4, to be honest, for communicative. Well, I mean, it's very simple. They've not really given any complex ideas, really, so it's relatively simple. Also, the grammar is very simple as well. There's no complex grammar here, to be honest. So yeah, that's why it's band 3. Lack of interesting grammar or complex grammar. Too many phrasal verbs. Style is off. But generally the organisation and the argument, kind of development of the argument is okay. Right. Take a look at band 5 then. This is what we're aiming for. In terms of creativity, social media has democratized self-expression. Very high level word there, democratized. Young people no longer require institutional support to share music, visual art, or original commentary. Not only can young people showcase their work to a global audience, but they can also build up supportive communities that foster collaboration and development. Nice. So we've got an inversion form with not only, and then we've got some really nice alternatives to the phrasal verbs there. Showcase their communities. Showcase their work rather than show off. Still got a phrasal verb here, build up. Although it's not really necessary. You could just say build supportive communities. Nice expression there, foster collaboration. Again, really lovely vocabulary. So you can already see the vocabulary and grammar is a lot kind of higher standard than the band 3 in terms of variety and appropriateness as well. For some, these platforms serve as a stepping stone into professional careers. Again, nice kind of idiomatic expression, but it's appropriate. It's not informal. If such digital spaces did not exist, many talented individuals would struggle to gain recognition beyond their immediate circles. Hypothetical form there as well. Really nice. Okay, so you can see it's really well ordered. It's very logical. It flows nicely. We've even got hypothetical form, which is a more complex grammar form, and a complex idea as well, because talking about hypothetical ideas. And they're able to express it in a very concise way, very clear way. It's easy to read. Okay, so you can just see the level there, the difference between band 5 and band 3. Okay. All right, nice. We're going to move on to paragraph 2. So again, we'll go band 1, 3, and 5, and we'll take a look. So band 1, advertising is also everywhere, and companies are putting a lot of publicity inside apps. Okay, mistake straight away. Publicity, often with Romance speakers, is used wrongly. When you mean publicity, if you speak a Romance language, normally we say ads or advertisements rather than publicity. Okay, so that's already wrong. We've got an error there. Young people see products and they want, buy it immediately. Sorry, see, that was a mistake there, which impeded my understanding of the sentence, which is why I struggled to even read it properly because of the mistake, the grammar error. Okay, so we've got grammar errors. So they want to buy it immediately because it looks cool. Too informal, it looks cool. They are very influenced and they spend too much money in things, grammar error, on things that is not necessary, that are not necessary. Another grammar error. For example, expensive shoes or phones. This is just kind of stuck on the end here again. It's not really, I mean, we've got for example, but it's just a bit, just very short, just kind of like, just kind of stuck onto the end of the sentence there. It stops any flow in the sentence. There wasn't that much flow to begin with anyway, but it's just completely like you've hit a brick wall. It just stops any flow. Also, social media makes people lazy because they scroll many hours instead of studying. Again, we've got like this new idea just stuck on the end of a paragraph. Don't do that. You either want to have a counterpoint to your original argument, or you want to restate what your argument is. Okay, so again, lots of grammar errors here. Vocabulary is really boring, very low level, lack of flow, and it doesn't really answer the question very well. It's just a bit of a mess. All right, band 3. Secondly, Advertising is constantly popping up on platforms. Again, too many phrasal verbs. Calm down with the phrasal verbs. Companies target teenagers and try to persuade them to buy products they might not actually need. Okay, this is fine. Nice explanatory sentence. This can lead to spending money carelessly and following unrealistic lifestyles. Okay, again, nice. In some cases, young people are taken in by influencers who promote brands in a subtle way. So we've got a phrasal verb here, which is nice. It's used appropriately and it's not too informal. But this other one up here, no, it's too informal. And we've got a linking word, secondly. This can lead to, so we're linking back to this previous paragraph, which is nice again. But again, just kind of lacking in grammar. There's not really much. There is no variety of grammar, really, and that was big on your language point. You needed a wide variety of grammar. Here, it's all kind of present simple, basically, which is not great. But it flows well enough. Again, flow is good. Lacking in grammar. Style is slightly off again because of the phrasal verbs. Right. And band 5. So at the same time, the pervasive nature, nice word, can't even pronounce the word, it's that nice. The pervasive nature of online advertising should not be underestimated. Corporations draw on sophisticated algorithms to tailor content to individual users, subtly shaping preferences and aspirations. Nice collocation there, subtly shaping. Okay, we've got tailor content, nice. Rarely do young users realize the extent to which their choices are influenced by targeted marketing. Nice. Inversion form again. Over time, this constant exposure may normalize consumerism and tie personal identity closely to material possessions. Very nice. So we've got our point, it's explained, and then we're kind of given an example of why it's a problem, and then it's reiterated. So flows really well, argument is clear, I can understand everything. Really nice grammar. They've got an inversion form in there. You know, it's not like very listy. Sometimes when you lack variety in grammar, it almost feels like you're reading a list. This does not at all. Great vocabulary, pervasive, to tailor something, subtly shaping something, normalize. You tie identity to something. Great vocabulary, really nice. So again, we can just see the level, how much higher the level is from a band 3 to a band 5. This is what we're aiming for. Also, by the way, if you aren't sure whether you're a band 3 or band 5 and you need your writing marked, I do offer an essay correction service. I'll put the link up there and you can take a look at that and you can send me your essays and I will correct them for you. It's not free, by the way, it is paid, obviously, because it takes me a good hour or so to read your essay and correct it. But if you do need help, I'd be happy to help you. You can take a look at there or go to my website, www.englishclassesonline.co.uk, and you can see all my services there. We're going to carry on and we're going to take a look at our conclusion now. Okay, so band 1. In my opinion, social media is bad. Again, terrible vocabulary. More than good, because young people waste time and become addicted. Creative opportunities is not important. Wrong grammar there, should be are not important, because not everyone becomes famous. So advertising and wasting time is the most significant problem. To conclude, social media has impacts and young people should control it better. Okay, really not great. I mean, we can see, again, lack of vocabulary. They've basically just repeated what they've said, but in a really repetitive way rather than restating their argument. Multiple grammar errors. Yeah, just not great. But when you read the essay, you kind of think, what was the point of the essay? I don't really understand what you're trying to tell me, basically. Moving on to a band 3. In my view, okay, that's a nicer way of saying in my opinion, in my view. Advertising is more significant because even those who don't actively create content are still exposed to it. Nice. So you've given a very clear reason why something is more significant. Creative opportunities are important, but they only affect a limited group of ambitious users. So again, you've given a reason why the other option, you're not choosing the other option. So you're saying why you're choosing one option and why you're not choosing the other. Very clear, very concise. To sum up, nice linking word, social media can be both beneficial and harmful, but its commercial side has a stronger impact overall. Okay, that was a really nice conclusion, actually, to be honest. I would say that's probably, the conclusion was probably the nicest part of the whole essay here, because it was very concise. Use some nice vocabulary. There's not so much grammar you could use in your conclusion. You could maybe get like a hypothetical form in your conclusion. So they're slightly lacking in grammar, but I would say this is more like a band 4 than a band 3. But when you connect it to everything else, then it would become a band 3 essay. Okay. And then finally, our conclusion for band 5. While creative opportunities are undeniably empowering, lovely vocabulary, the commercial element is ultimately more significant. Creativity enhances expression for many, but advertising operates continuously and often invisibly, influencing behaviour on a far broader scale. Okay, nice, great vocabulary. Again, you're giving a clear reason why you're choosing something and why you're not choosing something else. Very clear, concise. In conclusion, social media functions both as a catalyst for expression and as a powerful marketing ecosystem, yet its commercial force leaves the deeper imprint on young people's lives. Okay, really nice. And the only thing I would say about this conclusion is it's a bit too long. I would make it a little bit more concise, to be honest, because you've not got that many words. So I would maybe take the last 2 sentences off, to be honest. I think that would be enough. But again, really nice grammar, vocabulary. I mean, the difference is night and day. You can see the difference, right, between the band 5 and the band 3. It's quite obvious, I would say. Hopefully it is a bit more obvious to you now. So yeah, I hope that this did help you. I hope it kind of, you're able to see the clear differences now between what you're aiming for and between band 3 and band 5 and why you might be stuck at that band 3 level. If this video did help you, if you learned something new, please do give it a like. It really helps it to get to more people. And make sure that you're subscribed as well so that you can keep coming back every week and prepare for your Cambridge C1 exam with me. If you've got any questions, if you'd like me to mark your writing, if you'd like to take a lesson with me or one of my video courses, please do go to www.englishclassesonline.co.uk. You can get all of my services there. The link is also in the description for you. And if you have any doubts about the exam, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. That's everything from me for today, and I'll see you in another class soon. All right.